Here we have the current stock market update for Rivian Automotive Incorporated, stock ticker RIVN. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the Rivian weekly price chart. This is a bit of a longer term time frame. We don't cover the stock very often on this channel. I believe it has been done in the past, but it's not not done very regularly. So we will sort of be looking at the longer term trend here, but the company does report earnings tomorrow. So we're going to sort of run through some of these numbers first, just so that everyone has an idea of what to expect, because the stock could be a mover tomorrow. So Rivian Automotive is scheduled to report third quarter earnings on November 7th. For the year earlier third quarter period, Rivian posted a loss of $1.37 billion, $1.44 a share. Revenue was $1.34 billion. And Rivian produced a little over 16,000 vehicles during the third quarter of 2023. In the second quarter of this year, the company did outperform Wall Street estimates, posting a loss of $1.13 per share. And automotive revenue came in at $116 billion. So what this means is that in the prior quarter, the company did surpass analyst estimates. So there is some scope here that could possibly happen again. And if we're sort of looking at the price history here just quickly, we can see that the share price itself is trading at very extreme levels, very low levels. It's really all-time lows at the moment. So, if this were to be a positive surprise tomorrow, it does stand to reason that the stock could benefit and possibly start to move higher. In August, Rivian projected a full-year adjusted loss before taxes, before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization of $2.7 billion, and they also reported capital expenditures of $1.2 billion. The company said that it expects to achieve positive gross margins by Q4 of this year. So we're not quite there yet. So, for example, if we did start to see positive gross margins in this earnings report, that could be a positive surprise that might also send share prices higher. So, for anybody that's considering trading this, we do have to understand that this could be a volatile stock here. Anytime you're trading a stock into earnings, there are risks involved with that. But there are also possibilities for higher rewards as well. So you just sort of do need to take that into consideration. Possibly, keep your trading sizes smaller than normal, because there is an element of uncertainty here, and the prospect for higher volatility levels as we go into the end of the trading week here for this name in particular. So, with all of that said, we'll start to look at these more recent price movements here to the downside, because, clearly we can see that the stock is caught in a downtrend. We're currently trading near the all-time lows, which is in some ways a bit surprising because, Amazon has a very close relationship with this company and has been a major shareholder, in the past. So, to see the stock just consistently underperform like this is a bit surprising. And so we will sort of look at some near-term price levels here just to close out the video, just so that we can sort of get an idea of what could possibly happen, in the event that we do see some upside surprises tomorrow. Now, I'm not necessarily forecasting that, but it does, we did see that during the Q2 earnings release. So, if that trend remains consistent and the company is able to beat earnings again, we could see some upside price movement here, just because, we're trading at such depressed levels at the moment. So currently to the downside, what I would be focusing on as a support zone comes in right around $8.26. That would be this price low from April 15th. And so we did see some price movements from there, and that did create the most recent, sort of near-term resistance level, which now comes in near $18.86. So, this gives us a trading range here of a little bit more than $10. And at the moment, we're trading toward the lower end of that trading range. So, overall, the risk to reward here does sort of favor the top side, in the event, especially in the event that the company is able to surprise tomorrow with earnings. But there is currently more room to the top side than there is in the downside direction. Resistance levels are quite a bit higher. about $9 higher currently, a little over $9. And the support level to the downside comes in right around, just under $1.50 below here. So even just in those terms, it is a fairly attractive risk to reward ratio. We just need to understand that, the stock has a lot of negative momentum that's working against it. And, that does sort of limit the prospects for upside price movements. Now, if this does turn out to be a positive earnings report tomorrow, we will want to start to see some evidence that the stock is starting to stabilize and possibly forming a long-term bottom. The first clue that that could be occurring here would be if we were to see sharp prices break above roughly 1475, which would be this resistance zone here. And then, of course, you do have that $15 level that comes in relatively close proximity from there. In addition to that, you've also got this downtrend line to deal with, which is another factor that could start to, generate some additional resistance. I mean, if we start to move into here and we start to see some price failures, it wouldn't be totally surprising to see sharp prices start to roll over at that point. However, if you do see sharp prices break above this area, that would be a much more bullish signal, and then it would give us some scope then to retest those prior highs at $18.86. So, from a risk to reward perspective, I do, I do think that this is an interesting name to be looking at. It is one that is likely to be influenced by increased volatility levels here going forward. We don't exactly know if the earnings report will come in positive or negative, but the company did report better than expected earnings numbers during the Q2 session, and if the company is able to sort of maintain that positive trend, you could see some decent upside price movement here because the potential for room to the downside currently looks like it could be limited at roughly $8.26. I mean, the stock is in the process of forming its all-time lows, so that could certainly continue, and we could see share prices break below $8.26. But it will be very important to watch these numbers tomorrow to see if the company is able to beat market expectations once again. So here's the current market update for Rivian Automotive, stock ticker RIVN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.